Hi, my name is Elmo Dilmin Kavindu Gunaratna. I am the host of my sporting show Kavindu Cricket Times. On this show, I will analyze and give my point of view on the cricket matches and on teams, in my personal opinion. So hit the like button and subscribe to my show. Now, I want to get started by talking about the series between Ireland and West Indies. This is a very important series because I always feel like teams like Ireland or Afghanistan, they never get to play against good teams, a full series. They never get a chance, in my personal opinion. Not that this is a full series, but at least Ireland got to play 3 ODIs. But the surprise, the result is Ireland win the series 2-1 against the West Indies. It's a surprise for some, but I would say don't think that way at all really. Ireland is now a test playing nation for more than 2-3 years. They have been playing test cricket. So Ireland is now of all 3 format teams. So if they beat West Indies, it's no longer upset in my personal opinion. So let's talk about the top run scorers. The top 2 run scorers in the series is Harry Tector for Ireland with 159 runs. And Shimron Brooks with 137 runs. That's those top 2 high run scorers. And with the wicket, Andy McBrain from Ireland, 10 wickets, the all-rounder. And Hakeem Hussain for the West Indies have ended up taking 6 wickets in the series. So you might think, well, how did the series went? Now, in the first ODI, West Indies managed to beat Ireland fairly well, I will admit. The second ODI, Ireland did a very good job of defending. Third, same. This time they once again chased. This time they won brilliantly. Overall, they have won. They are fantastic, brilliantly. So, what is my conclusion of the series? Ireland has shown that these victories are no longer upsets. These are expected. West Indies are not strong as they are in T20 cricket. In 50 over cricket, West Indies is very weak. It's been proven that for years since their glory days. That's the reality. West Indies do better in T20 cricket than ODIs. That's a fact. And their young players like Shea Hope and Shemron Brooks or Shemron Etmire, all these key players, they've done fairly well in the series, but it's not quite enough. That's the reality. The West Indies young players never perform as they should. That's kind of a problem in my personal opinion with West Indies cricket. But I also would say this, Kieran Pollard is a very good captain. He's working with a very inexperienced team, with a team that does not play as a team most of the time. All of them focus on T20s and IPL cricket. So technically, I always can't imagine a West Indies team ever plays as a team, but Pollard does a good job of that. So overall, West Indies batting was fairly okay, but their bowling was not so great in my personal opinion. That's also a problem for West Indies. Their bowling is no longer their strength. It's their weakness, and it's hurting them dearly in this series. And against a team like Ireland, they can do better. Now, in terms of Ireland in the series, what gave them a 2-1 series victory is determination, aspiration to win every match, to win the series. Rather than trying to say, let's do the best we can. No, that's not the mindset of Ireland anymore. Ireland is all 3 format team. They should win games against any opponent if they can do it. That's the truth, and that can't be changed. The Irish batting was tremendous and brilliant in the series. Considering they are playing against a very established West Indies team, indeed, they have done a fantastic job. Their captaincy for the Irish captain was fantastic, led the team very well indeed. Their bowling was very good. They bowled with great consistency, good line and length throughout the series. They did a fantastic job, Ireland. Brilliant. And fielding, top notch. Irish fielding was absolutely brilliant. There's no question about that. And compared to West Indies fielding, that was atrocious. That's also another point to point out. So overall, Ireland has outbatted West Indies, outbowled them, outfield them, and outled them in my opinion. And that's why Ireland deserved to win the series. That's why they won the series. Does this prove Ireland is better than West Indies? Of course, no. But this proves that Ireland can win. And beating a team like West Indies, winning a series is no longer a surprise. That's what I want to say. So I'm very happy for Ireland. They are very much of a rookie side. Very good to see they are winning a series in West Indies. A major achievement in my opinion. I want to see Ireland playing more cricket against tough opponents like Australia, England, New Zealand, Pakistan or India. I want them to play, I want them to see more. And maybe even against Sri Lanka. I think Sri Lanka wouldn't mind playing against Ireland at this timeline. They wouldn't mind it as well. I think they should. So overall, I really wouldn't mind it. But let's hope the ICC gives them more chances, in my opinion. Because end of the day, remember, money is distributed through the ICC. That's how it works. And if the ICC don't do it well, these small boards will collapse. That's reality. So I do hope they get to play more cricket. And I do hope many teams will do that. So let's talk about Zimbabwe versus Sri Lanka. This was an important series for Zimbabwe. Can Sri Lanka get back on their groove, back to their glory days? The good old 90s, the 2000s, the early 2010s, 2015. Can they do it? Well, Sri Lanka is far away from that still, but the new crop of young Sri Lankan players have played brilliantly. They've got great discipline, great fitness and all that. Absolutely brilliant. For me, this Sri Lankan team is the best young team in world cricket right now, and they are performing brilliantly. Let's start with the top run scorers. Actually, number one run scorers are tied actually. Sorry, the second number one run scorer is Sean Williams of Zimbabwe with 154 runs, and second highest run scorer tied between Pathum Nissanka and Charita Salanka, both scoring 146 runs in the series. And don't forget other contributions from other players as well in the middle order. So Sri Lankan batting fired in all cylinders in the series, unquestionable. They batted beautifully. Dasun Chanaka scored a brilliant 100, the Sri Lankan captain, absolutely brilliant from the young Sri Lankan captain, proving that he's a great leader, inspirational leader. In my opinion, Dasun Chanaka is. He's a true inspirational leader. There is no question about that, in my opinion. From that, let's have a fielding. Sri Lankan fielding was top notch. Sri Lankans are, for me, one of the best fielding teams in world cricket. Their fielding standards are up there with the best. There is no questions about that. That's my opinion. And the young team is proving that young blood can get you out of a hole. It's been proven. In terms of bowling, Dushmantha Chamira bowled beautifully. Mahesh Tikshana. Those are the few players to mention, but other players equally perform brilliantly. The bowling for Sri Lanka is looking good. Now, commentators during the series said that the Sri Lankan bowlers are struggling. But in my personal opinion, I don't think that way. All the surfacers in that 3-match ODI series Sri Lanka played were batting-friendly pitchers. And because of that, no matter how good bowlers were, 300 plus scores were going to happen whether we like it or not. Bowlers are going to struggle. So in that regard, Sri Lanka did fairly well in my opinion, considering how well they bowled the third ODI. So yeah. So the surface was also batting friendly. Despite that, the Sri Lankan bowlers bowled incredibly well in my personal opinion. That's my fact. So overall, I disagree with the experts that the Sri Lankan bowlers bowled poorly. They didn't. They had a very good series, despite the conditions were so much against them to begin with, considering they were batting friendly pitchers in subcontinent. But it's almost funny. Turns away. And I always have this complaint where, why do we have pitchers that are so flat and so batsman friendly? I never understand that notion. Zimbabwe's point of view, credit for Zimbabwe where it's due. Zimbabwe was more than competitive. Zimbabwe even won their second ODI in the series, but still lost the series 2-1. But Zimbabwe played brilliantly. And I want to see Zimbabwe playing more cricket. If they play more cricket, Zimbabwe will get better and better and better. And we saw that from Sean Williams, Craig Irvine. Those are few names to mention. There are so many good cricketers in the Zimbabwe team. So overall, have Sri Lanka returned to its glory days? Not quite yet, but I think Sri Lanka is on the right track to get there. If Sri Lanka keeps performing this way, I think they will do brilliantly. That's my fact. That's my opinion. So on this notion, I'm going to end this video. Hit the like button and subscribe to my show. And share your comments and your opinions in the comment section. Thank you very much. And also, please recommend my videos to other channels as well. Thank you very much.